Dear students, welcome to virtual classroom of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sreekumar. The class is for 10th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let me begin the class.
Dear students, I wish you all a happy and successful new year. It's after all a very important year in your life. Your 10th standard exam will be in this year, and you know the score you are getting, you will be remembering. Not only remembering, will be using it in your lifetime many occasions, many occasions, not only for getting admission into the next class, but for many other purpose, to show that how good you were as a school student. Because of this particular reason, the year is important, and you will be, I am 100% sure, very clearly remembering in which year you wrote 10th standard exam, because you will be writing this particular year again and again in your CV, I mean the biodata, and many other situations whenever you are submitting your application form. So, my dear students, once again wishing you all a very happy new year, like we wish to everyone, but a very successful year. Okay, from the department and from all the teachers who are helping you to understand the topic better. And you have very few days left, maybe 1 or 2 months before the exam, and it was really a tough job for you as well as for your teachers to help you in this year. And anyway, the coming 60 days you be very serious and sincere, and you revise the things. From our end also you will be doing it, and the concepts must be clear by this time. This is the last chapter of part 1. One lesson is there in part 2 as far as I am concerned. Thereafter, every week and every video will be for revising and practicing question paper, practicing questions. The most important thing is understanding the concept. Practicing will help you to increase your speed. Okay, let me get into the topic. The topic over here in the new year is, and the last chapter of your part 1 of your textbook is statistics. Statistics is not a new term for you. You have come across this term, and you know that statistics is about collection of data and sorting it out in different way, presenting it in different way, so that one who is looking at the data will be able to understand the data clearly. For that, there are different tools and mechanisms used in statistics which will help us to do it, and you have studied about it. To assess the possibility of possible outcome, one has to carry out the experiment on large scale and keep the record meticulously. Meticulously is a very peculiar way. Very accurately we have to keep the record. Then only we can assess the possibilities, and we can only say that this particular thing behaves like this. Possibility of different outcome can be assessed using a record. A record is something which is having full of information. Now, the most common record what we are familiar with nowadays is about the spread of COVID, I would say. Correct? So, how the spread of COVID is, how many are getting infected, how many are getting recovered, how many are unfortunately losing life. All these things are data. So, you studied about some certain aspects of data in the previous years, like the central tendencies of data, like mean, median and mode. The same thing you will be again studying, but in a grouped frequency table. Second thing you will be studying is about histogram, frequency, polygon and pie diagram. You have studied representing the statistical data in graphical form, like bar graph you studied. You have studied. You have also studied about subdivided bar graph, percentage bar graph, all these things you studied. Before studying about bar graph, you studied about tally mark in class 8. Frequency, what is the meaning of frequency in statistics? Frequency table you made. So all these things you should remember to go further in this chapter. If you don't remember, you can make use of what we say, the previous information. Even about mean, median and mode also you have a clear idea. I'll be repeating it, the fundamental required anyway. That's my way of helping you. This is again to make you understand that, see, this is an unfortunate statistical graphical presentation in the form of bar graph, very close bar graph. Whenever we are drawing, we make big bar graph because we need to consider about 4 different data. But here there are data from right from April till this date, December and January 3rd. So in that case, what happens is we have the bar will be very small. What is this actually? It is the daily death per day in India happening right from April till this moment. Anyway, why I can show this graph? Because the graph is showing a decline. The data is showing that we are getting less number of death nowadays due to unfortunate novel coronavirus, correct? So this graphical representation became possible. We have data with us and we have recorded the data and we have converted that into graphical representation. Graph can be in different type. It can be a polygon, it can be a frequency polygon, it can be a curved graph, it can be histogram, it can be bar graph, it can be a pie diagram. This is about Mumbai, Pune, Thane, Nagpur, Nasik, where we are accumulating how the death is happening, and it has found that it is coming down here also in every location. Anyway, we are coming to the close of what we say the COVID pandemic, hopefully, and you will be writing the exams in examination hall. Hope so that at least you will be in a position to go through the year properly. So such data collection is possible in your topic statistics, and you can also think about measure the height in centimeter all the students in your class. Suppose such an instruction is given to you, it comes under the purview of statistics. Understood? Or sometime and you know that you will be getting different measurement for each student. If there are 40 students in your class and you are measuring the height of the students in centimeter, understood? So it may be that there can be students having height 130, there can be students having a height up to 150, some will be having 160 centimeters, and there will be 40 students, means 40 data will be there, or 40 result will be there, and sometimes it will be different things. So you have this in your day-to-day life. Collect a number of fallen leaves of a people tree, distribute the leaves among the friends and ask them to measure the length of them. A people tree का leaf का length measure करने को बोल रहे. All these leaves will be having different length, so you will get different measurement, different data. But the concept over here is you will be getting data from all these things, and statistics deal with that. When we deal with that, we will get an idea about one thing you studied is about mean, total sum of scores and total number of scores. For example, if it is talking about the mark scored by your students in the class, so there will be, as I told you, 40 students are there, there will be out of 100, if the question if the mark is out of 100, some are there who have got 80 marks, some are there 70 marks, some are there 72, some are there 75. So we will sum all these and we will divide with the number of scores, that is 40, and we will get the average which you studied in 8th standard, mean what you studied in 8th and 9th in statistics. That is what is asked here. You know this. You have studied this, refined this, and get mark. And you have also studied about the formula of sigma fi xi upon n in 8th class for calculating the mean. The same formula, but little stylish now, I would say. N is talking about nth number, n will be telling us about this is the first number and this is the nth number. But only thing is that sum of the all scores is mentioned here, total number of the, to show sum of all scores. This particular symbolic representation is used. Sum of n numbers starting from first number to this number. Understood? Shall I repeat? Sum of, where is other color pens are there? Okay, good. Sum of n numbers starting from first number up to this number. This symbol is having a meaning sum, and this is number of scores of how many data you are taking the total, and this is the symbol of mean. Clear? Nothing new, but only a stylish presentation. So you should know to present it. Earlier it was learned like this. This is frequency and the value, and depending on number of occurrences there. Again, the logo, the symbol was same. Okay, let us go ahead. Okay, what is mean? That is the first topic you should re-study and reanalyze. Mean from classified frequency distribution. Suppose that the following is a table of distribution time required for each worker to complete a work. From the table, find the mean time required to complete the job for a worker. Mean time calculate karna. This is the time taken by worker. What is this? Time in hours. There are workers who have taken time from 15 to 19 hours. Some have taken 20 to 24 hours. Some have taken 25 to 29 hours. Some have taken 30 to 34 hours. Some have taken 35 to 39 hours to complete a work. 10 people took this much of time, and 15 people took this much. 12 workers took 25 to 29. But I find that मुझे ऐसा लगता है ये rough data हो गया, right? Rough it is, not saying accurately. So we need to make it a little bit more accurate. How can we make it accurate? We have studied about making a class mark. That means we will be converting this data into a what we say a table in which you can have clear idea about and instead of this kind of approximation, we will bring it close to accurate. Statistics has got this problem. It cannot be, there will be a lot of approximation in statistics. As I gave you before, if anybody is asking you that what is the height of a 10th standard student in Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, किसका height बताएंगे? So you will say, after measuring the height of all the students in your class, dividing it with the number of students, you will say that approximately it is 152 centimeters, sir. So is it true that all are 152? No. All are more than 152? No. Some are more, some are less. So you get an average, approximate. That thing is applicable. Even for class mark, we need to apply some kind of what we say normalization. Okay. We are going to convert that given data into something like a table. Vertical columns have to be drawn so that we can place it properly and anybody can understand, and we will make class mark in that. These are the columns. Now we require the class time in hours given, the time taken by the workers to complete the work. Then we are having class mark, which I told you that the class interval should be brought to a class mark. Frequency as always, number of occurrence, and multiply the class mark with frequency, you will be getting the total of the frequency into the occurrence, and n will be here, this will be nothing but n only. So all these things you have studied and we are repeating it, so we need columns over there. Classes are written in the first column, then xi the second column, the class mark, third column will be a frequency, fourth column will be the product of both what we say the class mark and the frequency, and there will be a sum of it, which is the sum of all the class mark multiplied by the frequency, then mean can be found. These are the time in hours given in class. We can take the middle of it, like 17, 22, 27, 32, 37 as its class mark. Class mark will be the middle of it. Then the frequency we can get it from the table 10, 12, 8, 5, which was given in the question itself, and multiplying we get this value. So now by doing this you will be getting, there are 50 workers, so the total will be 50 here, and total of their cumulative, what means the class mark into frequency, will be 1265. Now we need to divide 1265 with 50, so that we will be getting the mean of this. It means 25.3 will be the answer for the time required to complete the work for a worker. If a worker is doing all these things, 25.3 hours will be required. This is an approximate approximate calculation of how many hours will be required if one person is doing the whole work done by these people. So all these things are something which is very useful in when the data is too big and the information is too complicated. The tables will help you, class mark will reduce your load, and the frequencies will help you to understand the gravity of the data, and thereby you can reach to a proper conclusion. Okay, there are certain things like assumed mean method and the step deviation method, but due to the COVID pandemic these two topics are omitted from your syllabus, at least for this exam, the coming board exam, so I am not going to deal with that. Understood? Now what more is there is another situation given to make you understand some other concept. There was a science exhibition in a city for 2 days. A school sent 2 boys and 2 girls to participate in the exhibition. 2 बच्चों को भेजे, 2 boys and 2 girls को वो exhibition में participate करने भेजा. There were 10 hotels nearby. खाना तो खाने के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Hotels were there near the exhibition center at a distance of 1 kilometer. The venue of the exhibition, from the exhibition venue at a distance of 1 kilometer, there were 10 hotels. क्यों होटल के बारे में बात किया है देखेंगे. Their rate of meals in ascending order were rupees 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 80, 90, 100 and 5. These were the rate of meals in that hotel. सब होटल में अलग अलग रेट. Each hotel is having different rate for their meals. That is what is given. तो हमारा काम क्या है? The question over here is they had to choose one from them for the dinner. उससे डिनर के लिए एक होटल चूज करना है. Statistics आ गया. We have to find out a hotel from the list for having dinner. So what is the problem? The problem is that we will use some statistical awareness in order to solve this problem, but we know that there are hotels having a charge of 40 rupees per meal. There is a hotel having charge up to 500 rupees for a meal. Oh, it's a very different type of situation. So the question is that we are asked to find out the hotel, which hotel is good. So with our knowledge of average or mean, if you try to find out average price वाले में जाएगा तो एक problem है इधर. If you total all these things, 65, sorry not 65, 40, 45, 60, 65, 70, 80, 100 and 500. The total is 1130. 1130 divided by 10 is equal to 130 rupees. That is the average here. 113 rupees average price of a meal. लेकिन 113 होने का रीज़न ये है, this particular hotel, where the hotelier is charging 500 rupees per meal, that exorbitant charge, इसकी वजह से इतना 100 के ऊपर गया, and none of these hotel are having a charge above 100. तो फिर हम क्या करें? This data taking average is not helpful. ये हमको मालूम पड़ा, उससे हमारा काम नहीं होने वाला है. So we need to find out something else. That is what is the question here. How will we decide from where to eat? We need a mid rate, yeah, medium rate, and for that we should know the mid data. Understood? So to get that mid data or median data, we call that as median only. Now how to find out that median, mid data? That is the task now. We will find out the mid data so that we can somewhat decide how to manage which hotel is better or which hotel is will be what we say substantial for having meals. For that we need to develop the concept of median of a set of data. Okay, let us move in that direction. The student decided to choose a hotel having medium rate, and the example shows that sometimes the median is used instead of mean. In the previous standard we studied about the concept of median, where we know something like mid data we should get. Middle का data चाहिए, तो middle का data कैसे करेंगे? To get the median we need to arrange the data in ascending order. The number in the middle position is called the median data. That will help us. So by that what happens, the data will be divided equally into two halves, two equal parts. So there will be data below median and above median. So हम वो होटल से खाना खाएंगे, एकदम लो भी नहीं एकदम हाई भी नहीं, बीच का प्राइस चाहिए, बीच को हम मीडियम बोलते हैं. Suppose that these are the numbers 32, 33, 38, 40, 43, 48, 50. So we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data are there. This fourth one is the middle and the fourth data is 40. हम शांत हो गया. 40 is the median. No problem. We are very easy to find out. But sometime the number will be 61, 62, 65, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 data. इधर हमको थोड़ा extra common sense use करना पड़ेगा. If you think about the mid data from 61 to 75, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. अभी दोनों है, दो है. So what we need to do is we need to add these two, 66 plus 68. And divide it with 2 and you will get the data. 67 is the median data. I think my dear students you got an idea about how to find out median easily. This became easy because it was odd number. The number of data was odd because it was 7. So what you will do? If odd number is n, add plus 1 and divide by 2. 8 upon 2, which is equal to 4. So fourth data, that is 1, 2, 3, fourth हमने लिया 40 मिल गया. But here it is not possible. Here it is not possible simply by adding. So what we need to do is, here we are having 8, then middle nata is not possible. So what we will be doing is, in this kind of situation, when the data number of occurrence is even number, then what we have to do is, here we did n plus 1 upon 2, here we will be doing n plus 2 upon 2, we will get one data, and n upon 2 we will get one data. Add both these, take the mean of it. For example, here in this case 8 plus 2 upon 2, which is equal to 10 upon 2, which is equal to 5th data, that is this one, and n upon 2 is 8 upon 2, which is the 4th data, this data 66. Both these data added, the score added and divided with 2 to get its mean, and we got the median here. Understood? These are some techniques. Statistics is full of techniques like this. So median of a group distribution is calculated in this way. But when we practically look or go ahead for doing this, lot of difficulties come and approximation comes. The score is 6, 8, 10.4, 11, 15.5, 12, 8 are grouped in the following table. So how it is grouped? 6 to 10 there are 2, 6, 8, there are 2, 11 to 15, 11 to 15, 11 is there, 12 is there are 2, 16 to 20 there are 16 to 20, only one is there, that is 18. तो ये दोनों किधर गया? 10.4, 15.5. So this grouping is, so we need to rearrange it. We should include. So we will subtract 0.5 from here, 5.5 to 10.5, 10.5 to 15.5, 15.5 to 20.5. What is the difference in this class? Here we are having 10, there is a gap of 1 unit. 10.5 comes in between. So we need to rearrange the class in such a way that no data is missing, and we can accordingly we can put, but there is a difference. The number of frequency changed, but we are supposed to have grouping where every data comes into consideration. So we could not record 10.4 and 15.45 in the first table, but they cannot be placed any one of these. So naturally we made an arrangement by subtracting 1 from the first class and adding 0.5 in the same class. Subtracting not 1, subtracting 0.5 from the first class and adding 0.5 in the same class. And we naturally, what happened was, we could include all those data properly and we solved the situation. So that way we need to make arrangement in the case of class interval making. Okay. Now the table will help in this matter. So table will be having that extra class in that. In the above table, the class mark of 6 to 10, 6 plus 10 upon 2 is 8, and the second case, when we modified it, this became 5.5, 10 became 10.5, then also we got 8 as its class mark. This shows that by doing so, if classes are made, the class marks do not change. Class mark will remain as 8, so there is no problem in there is no much issue in the data. That you should understand. Okay, the following shows the frequency distribution of 100 students of 10th class which they obtain in practice examination. Find the median of this mark. ये marks का median find out करना. See, mean find out करना बहुत easy है. Sum of all records divided by number. और median find out करना है तो आपको ये class mark का issue आ रहा है. वो बहुत important है, और you should have a clear cut idea about how the class intervals has to be managed. So all these things are very important. This is the data given and you are asked to make फाइंड द मीडियन मार्क्स. ये तो एक प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन है, जैसे आपको भी हो सकते हैं या आपको क्लास टीचर का हमेशा होता रहता है. Number of students, if I calculate 4 plus 2, 24 plus 30, 54 plus 40, 94 plus 6, 100. So n is equal to 100, I know very clearly. Okay, when we are talking about median, we should have an idea about n upon 2, which is equal to 50th will be the median. 50th number जो भी आएगा, 50th data will be the median according to the rule. Middle का data चाहिए. For that we have data like this. का middle कैसे find out करेंगे? We need to make table as usual, how used to make. We will make 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. Then we will be according to the given data giving 20 is given, 20 is given. So it is inclusive. So no problem, no missing. 4 are there, no need of special class. Class mark is, class division is very correct. And number of students are given in the question. And this is the cumulative frequency. First up to 24, up to 40 there are 20 plus 4, 24 students are there between 20 to 40. And this among these 4 students are of previous, and thereby we entered that clearly 54 students, 94. You understood this? Here only 20 are there in 20 to 40, but up from 0 to 40 there are 24. From 0 to 60 there are 64. From 0 to 80 there are 94. From 0 to 100 में total students आएगा. Understood? So this way this is about totaling this, keeping on that cumulative frequency. From this we conclude that there are 24 students who scored between 0 to 40, but from 20 to 40 there are only 20 students. Okay, that way the but we say study of this table. This is very important. So if the study of the table and its representation is like this, how to find out median? Median to find out नहीं किया, सिर्फ table बनाया है. So we have to go ahead to study the making of median of the table. Now thinking about 50th score, मेरे हिसाब से 50th score इधर आना मांगता है. Right? Or it will be in such a way that it will be here, this class which we have to need to take into consideration. The class which having median is in that, because 24 students are below 40. Correct? Below 40. 30 students are there in 40 to 60. There were median classes. And 40 to 60 means the lowest is 40. And frequency is 30, means between 40 to 60. But we know that if we think about out of first, if there are total is 100. And 50th is middle. We are searching it. That means 50 scores if we consider, which will come here. We know that 24 are having mark less than 40. 24 students are having, ये याद रखो, mark less than 40. 24 student हो गया. Now, to reach 50 means there are 26 more students are there. Those 26 are in this class. That means 26 are in this class, 40 to 60 class, 40 to 60 mark class. Correct? And we know that 50th 50th score is in between 40 to 60, ये हमको गारंटी है. तो अब एक आइडिया निकालना पड़ेगा. 26, there are 13, 40, out of 30, 26 out of 30 will be having mark between 40 to 60, correct? But we are quite sure that they will be having mark 40 plus something. That something we have to find out. That something is 26 out of 30 and the class interval is 20 marks. 40 to 60 में 20 marks के बीच में है. तो एक 20 marks के बीच में 26 out of 30 students को मिला है. तो what we will do? We will find out 26 out of 30 of 20. When we solve this, we are getting 8 3s are 24, 9 3s are 27, 8 3s are 24, balance 2. 20 will be having 6 3s are 18, 20, 8.66 into 2. Correct? How much it is? 8.66. 8.66 into 2. How much it become? 2 6 are 12. 2 6 are 12 plus 1 13. 2 8 are 16 was 17.32. Or if you divide and find out, you may get it in the another form. How it is? You will be having 26 upon 30 into 20. Cancel these two. This is equal to 52 upon 3. 1 3s are 3. 22 7 3s are 21. 1 upon 3. So you can write 17 and 1 upon 3. The textbook has done like this. So you will write 57 and 1 upon 3 is the median mark. है ना 40 और 60 के बीच में. This way we can approximately find out. मतलब 26 out of 30 have got mark between 40 to 60 and that mark range is 20. So what is that value? 26 out of 30 of 20 marks. It is equal to 17.32 या 17 and 1 upon 3. And we added that, we got it. And it is approximately correct. So what we did is, this is the law, what we can say, lower class limit of median class. ये 40 है वो. Then what we did was, we added with this particular quantity. What is this? This is nothing but, we are finding out there are 26 out of 30. 26 out of 30 students have scored mark between 40 to 60, which is having a range of 20. So converting this into formula, we can write, we have to add the lower class limit of median class. Median class is this, उसका lower class limit 40 है, तो हमने वो add किया, plus we have to find out this particular quantity, which is nothing but this 26 came. How did we get 26? 26 happened because we know that 24 are below 40, the remaining up to 50 is 26. That can be calculated by dividing the n, that is 100, upon 2, which is 50, minus 50 जो है, minus, we know this particular CF. What is it? CF is equal to the cumulative frequency upon F. If we solve this, you will get that. And H. H is the class interval of the median class, which is this. We will substitute and see how it works. Here, n upon 2 is equal to 50. right? Minus CF means C into F, which is equal to minus CF is equal to 24 of lower class upon the frequency of that class, which is 30. The whole multiplied by H means 20 in this case, the class interval, and lower the value of lower class limit of the median class is 40. This will result in this format. What is it? 40 plus this one. What is it? 26 upon 30 into 20. This will become 26 and this 30 into 20, which I have already done. So we developed a formula, in fact. We developed a formula after getting result. आंसर मिलने के बाद हमने एक फॉर्मूला डेवलप किया. ये हमेशा इतना सोचना नहीं, डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला में सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे. इसमें आपको ये ध्यान देना है, CF is equal to 24 के. This is cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. This is median class, this is preceding the median class, 24. वो जो median class की उसके पीछे का क्लास का फ्रीक्वेंसी को multiplied by the number of students, तभी आपको CF मिलता है. So be very careful while dealing with this median. This is the formula. L stands for lower limit of the median class. In our case it was 40. And so sum of the frequency, in our case it was 100. H is a class interval, in our case it was 20. F frequency of the median class is equal to 30. Cumulative frequency of the class preceding the class, that was 24. So we got all this, and we can solve and get the median using the formula directly, and it is true and it is right. You saw that also. So you got an idea about calculating mean, calculating median. Rest of the things will be told in the next video. Formula आपको by heart करना है mean, median का. Understood? So that is very important for solving sums in the coming video also. This I have just put for you because you can once again, if you want, because when I was writing it was a little bit getting complicated. Now it is typed in here by me, so you can get the idea how it is substituted in the formula, and upon say everything is clear. Okay, so keep a pause over here and record every essential things required, then only you will go ahead, and I will be making the rest of the things in another video, so that the video will be easy for you to understand. So what we understood is, if the given classes are not continuous, we will make it continuous. That is one thing we did in the table. There should not be gap 10 के बाद 11 शुरू हो नहीं सकते. 10.5 में हम उसको adjust कर देंगे. We will be having continuous class. It is difficult to write the scores ascending order, then the number of scores in less. So the data classified into groups, and it is not possible to find the exact medians of any data, so an approximate median will be done using the formula. I had the formula, apply the formula. So that's all from me in this video. The next video will be giving you more information about mean, median, and the next concept is mode. Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.